Today I'm going to show you how you can use AWS CDK to create some step function resources in your AWS account and to create some workflow. It is a slightly different approach than what you might see in most of the AWS tutorials. There you mostly see that there are there are two CDK constructs. So you have level 1 constructs that are kind of more like CloudFormation type of construct, and also that you have level 2 constructs that are kind of more advanced, and they take more of the boilerplate code that you might need to write. However, the problem is that using the first, the level 1 constructs, you can have some of the features that AWS provides for you in terms of creating workflows, and that is what we are going to explore today. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to start with first I'm going to clear my terminal, of course. Then I'm going to initialize a CDK project, or first I create a directory called pragmatic step func. A good name, because we're being pragmatic right now. So then we are going to change there, and then say CDK init language Typescript. Okay. So then this is going to initialize a project for us, as you of course might already know. And then we are going to have we are going to explore some of the features that this provides. So, okay, then I'm going to open this in my VS Code. And as you can see, firstly, we are going to declare, I'm going to open my terminal as well. We're going to declare a couple of dependency. So the first one would be AWS IAM. Then we have AWS API Gateway. Then we have AWS Lambda, and of course AWS Step Functions. So I think that should be it. And then I'm going to also add the import to my file. I don't need DynamoDB. However, I don't know where I'm here. Just a second, sorry. Yeah. So these are actually we also I just add the imports, which I already had prepared, save it at the time. So we're going to need to import the file system, because we're going to import the step functions from file system. Then I don't need DynamoDB. Maybe if you want, you can store your stuff in database. Absolutely welcome to keep that. Also don't need this one, so it should be fine. So then I'm going to npm install to pull down the packages, and then let's define our folder structure. So I need a source folder for my Lambda function, and also I need a logic folder for my business logic. So let's create a file here. Call it workflow.json.jsl. So as you can see, I just add a sample workflow, and then we are going to discuss about it. So as you can see, the sample workflow I did earlier, almost all of them are pass states. However, the thing is, as you saw, I can render this workflow here right in my VS Code, and if I'm collaborating with some other person, business analyst, let's say, it is much easier to collaborate with them using this method, as opposed to creating a chain in step functions in the level 2 construct of CDK. So this is one approach. It might be suitable for you, might not. You might be better off using the other approach. But I think for many cases, actually, this would be a pragmatic workflow of developing the application. So that is the first part. Then let's go and create the stuff that we need here. So the first thing is I need a role. So good, not API gateway. So as you can see, I'm using Copilot, which is great normally, but sometimes not great. Step function role, and so it is good actually, but sometimes it could be a bit not so great. It's just like right now. So assume by it's fine, but I need to add more stuff to it. I need to have manage policies, and let's see if it pulls the correct ones. So I think it does look good. So let me just close that one to get some more space. Step function full access. Again, that is not what I wanted, but so let's change this. Service role, AWS Lambda basic execution role. I also need AWS Lambda ABC access role. So they might not be necessary at this point, but I just integrate them anyway. Okay, so cool. Then I'm going to need to import that file that we declared here in our workflow. So let's do that. Const workflow file equals fs. That is exactly what I wanted, but not exactly the right path, which is the right path is logic workflow, and the name that does also have a SL at the end. So that is fine. Then we are going to, right now, we are ready to declare our step function. As you can see, it also brings the wrong construct actually. So let me go ahead and CFN state machine. That is exactly what you're looking for, CFN state machine. And then definition and role. However, it's not definition, it is definition string, and it is not workflow, it is workflow to string. So this way you can essentially import your workflow as a string and have it in your step functions. So let's continue. The next thing that we are going to need is our Lambda function. So we create a Lambda function called Lambda equals new Lambda function, call it Lambda from starter, or let me just change the name of this thing. Let me just do this. Let's see, Node.js, fine, great. Not exactly, but still looks fine. It looks great actually. Yeah. Okay, so this is not state machine learn, but rather it is adder ARM. Yeah, that is exactly true. And it's not, I don't think that you need to give it workflow ARM, but rather step function. It is, yeah, environment, I just give it step function ARM. Something like that. And the code does not come from here, but from the src folder, and index handler is true. So that looks good, actually. Awesome. So then I'm going to add the role to the step function. So let's say lambda func starter add role policy. Let's see. Again, it's not doing a great job here. So I just say actions, yes, true, and also the resource. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Then, of course, after that, you're going to need to declare API gateway, because what I want to do, I want to have an API gateway where when it is called, we have a step, we have a Lambda function, which then calls our step function. So that is how generally it would work. So then I'm going to declare an API, but pragmatic step function, which is really cool for Copilot to create it for me. Yeah, why not? We do it on the Git integration, but we don't have the Lambda integration. Let's see. I think we do need to create an integration, don't we? Resource of that method. So let's roll with it, and then we will see what happens. So okay, I'm very interested to see how it works. Before we do, we also need to declare our Lambda function. I don't know why it is. And my laptop is hanging, my MacBook M1. Okay, so then after declaring this, we need to declare our Lambda function. So let me go and create the file here. Not the folder, but text.js. And then what we need to have here is, from first and foremost, is the AWS SDK, and then we need the step function from the SDK, as well as the ARN that we defined in our CDK file. Then we need to expose the handler for our basically for our Lambda function, and then I'm going to copy and paste a piece of code that I've written before. So this is basically a step function, ARN, and I also give an input, sample input, and also I almost forgot, I need to also give a unique ID for my workflow. You can generate a UID or whatever, but it should be unique. And then I also add all of this stuff. So I think what I need is basically this. Again, fat finger. So this looks good actually. So let's see if we can build this. Okay, so first I'm going to run npm run build CDK synth. Great. Then CDK deploy. So awesome. So the most important thing was, for me, the goal was here to demonstrate to you that visually. This is a feature that Azure Logic app had, but right now you also have it in step functions. So let's say I want to create the step functions, design your workflow visually is exactly what you want, and then Express and Shatter, that's a different story. And then here you can actually integrate all the services that you want. Like, you want an S3 if you want to start a workflow as soon as something was uploaded to S3. So there are many possibilities here, as you can see. So that is exactly what I think why I think it makes sense for many use cases to have the workflow defined in such fashion. So as you can see, also our workflow is here, and it looks good. So the deployment is almost done. So looks good. So let's see. It is almost done, and it is done. Right now, perfect. Looks great. So I'm going to go to my API gateway, to just basically just test this thing. Pragmatic step function is what we created, and let's see. And as you see, status 200, which means that it's been deployed fine. And then if I go to my step function, I should see one run of the one run, and as you can see, it's here. So it was executed fine, as you can see. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to show. So this concludes this demonstration. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please let me know in the comment section. And thank you. Bye.